What's up, guys? So I want to talk real quick about why I'm leaving Pattaya, and I probably won't be coming back anytime soon. Now, before I get into the bad, there are some parts that I did like about Pattaya. Number one, I do like that there's significantly less traffic here. This is a place where you could actually own a nice car and be able to drive around, whereas in Bangkok, I would never own a car. Like, it's no point, there's just too much traffic. So I like that about Pattaya. I also like that they have a muscle factory here. Muscle factory is like a higher end gym. It's like 60 USD per month. They have a protein bar in there. They have, pre-made high protein meals that you can order, and they'll heat them up for you, right? They have like every single piece of equipment that you'll need. And in Pattaya, at least, I don't know about Bangkok, the gym, it was never packed. So I never had to like wait for any equipment that I wanted to use. So yeah, I like that about Pattaya as well. There are some really cool attractions here. I went to the Sanctuary of Truth. That was absolutely beautiful. I would definitely suggest checking that out. Highly recommend it. It was insanely beautiful. I did plan on going to a bunch of other attractions like Noong Nooch Botanical Garden, like Buddha Mountain. They have like something called Easy Kart. It's like a go-kart place, I guess. But to be honest, I just found myself, just staying in my hotel mostly and not going out as much as I planned. I think it's because it's been a bit harder for me to build like a social circle here. But that might be because I've only been here for like 6 days or so. So it might be a little bit biased. I definitely think if you're a certain type of person, you will like Pattaya. If you're a person who likes to go out and party and you're into nightlife, I think you'll definitely like Pattaya for sure. For me personally, I don't drink, I don't smoke. Going out to clubs is not something that like does anything for me. So in that respect, like, I'm just not into that stuff. But there is a lot of that here. So let's get into what I don't like about Pattaya. Number one is that being in Pattaya, I see, a bunch of old foreigners. Not just like in their 40s, I'm talking about, at least 50s, maybe even up to 60s and 70s, right? So as I'm walking around Pattaya, to be completely honest with you, I feel like I'm in like a big retirement home. And, as someone who's younger, in their early 20s, I want to be able to connect with and like meet foreigners who are more so in my age range, maybe even like 10 years older is cool as well. But yeah, Pattaya, I definitely notice it's like I'm living in like a huge retirement home. So I don't like that about Pattaya. On top of that, as you're walking around Pattaya, you'll see some old ass dudes with some really, really attractive females. And so obviously they're paying for these females. Now, it's consensual on both sides, so there's no problem with that. I don't see a problem with paying for sex every once in a while. However, if you're paying for, or I'll say, if you're directly paying for long-term companionship, I do see a problem there because you're sort of using your money as a crutch to make up for, other deficiencies that you might have. And you're not going to get the best out of a woman by just paying for her, because then she's only there with you because of your money. So if she finds someone who has more money than you, she's probably going to leave you. Or if you stop having money, she's probably going to leave you as well. So you want a woman who is actually attracted to you, who's actually interested in you, who actually wants to spend time with you. And you do that not just by having money, but also by being, now I'm not gonna say you have to be ripped, but being in at least, decent shape and having some other substance to you, besides your actual money, being funny, being interesting, being well-traveled, having stories to tell. These things are gonna add up to a good relationship, right? But I'll see guys over here looking like they're like 8 months pregnant, and it's just unsightly, it's unseemly as a man, and you know, I think it's unmanly to pay for, you know, long-term commitment for a woman, at least directly. Obviously, you're always gonna have to pay for a woman one way or the other, but you know, that's just my take. The second thing I don't like is the simp economy here. Since there's a lot of older dudes that are paying for women, you know, if you're on dating apps or anything like that, most of the women that you'll, you know, match with are basically going to be freelancers. Freelancers are just, you know, a nice word for prostitute, basically. You know, even I was out on the beach, I was just chilling. I was approached by a woman, which, you know, is a red flag. So I already knew before she even said anything. But she was talking to me, and yeah, as it turns out, she's basically a freelancer. So you can meet, you know, attractive women here on the street as well. And, you know, just because of the simp economy that's been created here, they might expect you to basically pay for their time. And, you know, that's not something that I'm really into. So it's just something to keep in mind. I'm not saying that you can't find, you know, just a regular, normal girl here, because you definitely can, but it just seems a lot more prevalent here than in Bangkok. Obviously, in Bangkok, you can find all of these things there as well. It just seems like more concentrated here. The other thing I don't like about Pattaya is the lady boys. Like there's so many lady boys here. I used to be like walking down the street, and there's like a bunch of massage shops like along the way, and there's at least like one lady boy in every single shop, and they'll usually be the ones to, you know, talk to you. And you know, personally, I'm not into lady boys, and that sort of ties into the freelancers as well. I matched with like one girl on Tinder or whatever. I'll say one girl, right? She claimed to be a girl, but then I FaceTimed her, and her voice said otherwise, you know. And as it turned out, she turned out to be a freelancer as well. So, you know, I'm sure only a certain segment of the male population is actually into ladyboys. And if these ladyboys are trying to make money by selling themselves, you know, it's not in their best interest to tell you the truth that they are actually a ladyboy. So in her pictures, she looked like a real woman, but you know, her voice said otherwise. So yeah, yeah, I'm not into ladyboys. There's definitely a plethora of them here, and you know, I don't like that either. So yeah, guys, that's just my take on Pattaya so far. You know, I've only been here, you know, 5 or 6 days. If I built up a bigger social circle, you know, I might have enjoyed my time here a bit more. But those are just some of the things that I didn't like about Pattaya. You know, I don't see myself, you know, staying here long term. You know, the infrastructure in Bangkok is definitely built up a lot more. I'm someone who likes to live in, you know, luxury apartments, and there's definitely a lot more to offer in Bangkok for sure. So that's just my take. I'm actually heading back to Bangkok today. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, and as always, keep dreaming while you're awake. Peace.
You ever wonder what it feels like when dreams bleed into real life? Seeing scenes from TV get realized. Palm trees, a soft breeze, and chilled ice till tides wash away our problems in the spilled wine.